Baby, can you tell me what the is that thing that you put on my face before makeup that made my face super matte that day?
On today's episode, I am recreating this phenomenal look that I created on Miss Anitta for her iconic True Religion campaign. Let's get started. If you want to be able to create a phenomenal look that photographs amazing from every single angle and is not going to move literally for 48 hours, then keep watching. Step by step, follow me. You guys already know, LAWLESS, really lather mather. I have absolutely nothing on my skin. No skin prep, nothing. I use the Polish Choice toner and that's it. Nothing else on my skin. You want to keep it clean for this part. Scotch tape. You heard that right. If you guys remember, for those of you who know, you know, this trick I've blessed the beauty community with from a long time ago. This is the easiest way you can get that celeb amazing eye ever possible. But the placement is extremely important. So I need you to follow along with me. You take a pinky size, don't include the nail, of the Scotch tape. You hold it to the arch of your brow. You bring it down and place it at the end of the eye. Make sure your brow arch and the edge of your eye and the tape align parallel, just like that. Continue on the other side. This part is crucial, so make sure that it's extremely even because you're gonna have one eye like this, one eye like that. Be careful with your placement. It is the most important part of this trick. Grabbing on to the Too Faced Multi-Use Concealer in the shade Almond, placing that on a palette, you are going to prep the eye with concealer. Notice how I'm not going into my brow bone too much. Grabbing on to a baby beauty blender, and you are just going to blend that in. My lash extensions are holding on for dear life. Notice how I'm not moving on to the other eye until I place this because I don't want it to dry up and get too thick. Same on the other eye. This is gonna be your go-to hack to get a beautiful eye quickly. And make sure you really get that into the ends too, right there. You're gonna let that dry a bit. It can't be wet. Picking up on Laura Mercier in translucent just a tiny bit. The trick is a little bit. You're gonna coat your brush and just swipe that in there. You don't want to apply too much. The reason why you don't want to put too much is because it's going to take away from the saturation of the color that we're applying. The palette I used for this specific look is the Kosas Undressed. It's a very simple look, you guys. Using gaze first, I am just going to push that in the upper part of my crease. Using untie, outer edge, just packing that in. You always want to work on the outer corner of your crease and then lightly bring it out. I'm just placing shadow right now. I have not begun to blend. Notice how I'm holding the brush. That has a lot to do with your outcome as well. Now, with whatever is left, I'm going to blend in a circular motion, clockwise, one brush down. Now, we are going to pick up on Flaunt and start placing it, kind of like creating the curtain of a cat eye, but not dragging it in too much. Picking up on a pencil brush with that same tone. Now I want to make it compact. You're not going to go around the same perimeter as we did with the other brush. We're creating a gradient. Go into the inner corner as well. It looks funny until you take it off, I promise. And also, you guys can use whatever eyeshadow palette you have as well to create this look. This is just one of my favorites. Using Flaunt with a different brush, very lightly, with the softest, most gentlest hand. You want to carve that. Carve away, honey. See? Y'all see that? I always do this to get it right. Now using the flat brush, going into any black, you're only going to get super, super duper close to your lash line with this shadow. And we're gonna work on the edge now. Beautiful. With this part, take your time. You do not want to apply more black than necessary, and be careful not to go too far off into here. If you want an extreme cat eye, you can go a little bit past where your brow is. This is a product, if you do not have in your kit, I definitely suggest you purchasing. It's the Inglot Duraline. You can mix this with any liquid, even shadows. It creates the most beautiful, long-lasting liner. Well, it's not only liner, it depends on which brush you apply this with, and it'll give you whatever shape you want. It'll turn anything into liquid. Picking up on the Bobbi Brown Longwear Gel Eyeliner in black ink, I dropped a little bit of the Duraline in there, mixing it. Now this is my personal pot. Don't do that if it's for a client. And I am going to get, oh no, I got it on my contact. Today I'm having a day, honey. If that happens, you literally don't have a choice but to take it off and clean it. Well, that was a fail. I have to let the contacts basically just soak in the container and hopefully the color comes off. But I highly doubt it, because one thing about Duraline, it stays. So now, slowly, we are going to apply the eyeliner. I did my inner corner first, closing that eye, getting as close as humanly possible to your lash line, and then in the end, repeat on the other side. Inner corner. It's really hard doing this with lash extensions. Now on Anitta. Burgundies and warm rose gold tones look amazing on her. So I'm just going to show you guys exactly the tones used. This is the Smoky Soiree from Dose of Colors palette. Using Fired Up, I always build that burgundy tone. It just warms up the eye. And this tone might not match everybody. So this is a weird trick that I like to do. I kind of swipe my finger with a wet wipe, picking up on the Makeup Forever Diamond Powder. Very lightly, just a kiss. Where it just looks like a little bit, not too much. The moment of truth. When you're pulling this off, make sure you hold down your skin. I mean, come on. Come on. Come on. Repeat on the other side. Don't even talk to me anymore. I'm just out here dropping gems left and right. Somebody give me a bouquet of roses or some flowers or orchids, hydrangeas even. And you wipe out the residue. If you guys try out my method for the eye, let me know down below. Moving on to the skin. And the skin is just as easy and in steps. And sweat-proof, heat-proof, stamped in foundation. It's not going to go anywhere. Follow the steps. First step, Embryolisse Sensitive Cream. You need to hydrate the face. I'm going to apply this moisturizer on with a brush because I want it to sit on my skin and for my skin to take it in. This is one of the greatest moisturizers of all time. And I used to do brides like, you know, when I first started out doing makeup 2 decades ago. I feel old. This was the moisturizer I would use. I had this huge pump of it because it was affordable and amazing. The trick to this is you really have to let your skin take this in. I'll be back in 10 minutes. While we are waiting for the skin to dry up and take in the Embryolisse, we are going to work on the bottom part of our eye. No time wasted. Using NYX Golden Bronze Eye Pencil. Just going to line that waterline. It's not black. It's a beautiful bronzy tone and it really highlights brown eyes. It makes it sparkle and dance. Going in with that same brush that I used to pick up on the black, I am going to use the residue and just push that in to my lower lash line. Okay, now using clean hands, I just washed my hands. I'm going to just really lather that product in around my nose, under my eyes, laugh lines. And now I'm going to really massage that product into my skin. Do you have oily skin? Do you want it to stop? Do you want to stop getting scammed by a million products that say you're going to keep your face matte, but they just simply don't? Here is your solution. Milk of magnesia. You heard that right. So what this baby does is incredible. It creates a layer of film between your skin and the makeup, not allowing your pores to exude the oil onto the makeup. It basically cuts it off. But the trick to this is you have to really moisturize your skin underneath. If you do not do that, your face is going to look chalky and dry, basically. Pen and paper is necessary here. Pen and paper. Grab yourself a brush. I use this brush all the time. As you can see, there's a lot of residue there still. As much as I clean it and wash it, it just does this. First things first, I depotted mine. You guys already know I have a sick obsession of depotting things. You have to shake it extremely well. And when you're depotting it, make sure you shake it well and then depot it. Squirt the tiniest bit. That's all you're gonna need. You can apply it to your entire face, but I only put it to my oily areas. I pick it up with my brush, here, forehead, nose. What you're not going to do is ever apply anything onto it while it's wet. Ever. Ever, ever, ever. What we are going to do is grab our AC unit. This is the best fan I have ever found that's handheld. No joke. It's this mini, portable AC device. I keep saying that. You are going to dry the product as long as it takes. You see that white film that's showing up? It's drying. You don't have to use a fan to dry it. You're just gonna have to wait 15 to 20 minutes until the is really dried up. I'm just trying to hurry the process along, honey. Do you guys see even right here how it's shiny and how mattified that looks? Crazy, huh? Okay, this feels about right. It should feel like your skin is stretching. You can see a little bit of the white film over here, and it feels like your skin is extremely dry. That's how you know you can start dusting off the white film. Just using any dense circular brush. Ready. Now, I like to use a stick over the Milk of Magnesia. My personal preference. And this is the Dior, one of my personal favorites. And I'm going to push that product into my skin. Take your time with your foundation application. It always makes the biggest difference. You can tell. Forehead. Now just using the beauty blender, I'm going to go over the foundation. Using the NARS concealer pot in Ginger, and this is a medium tube. These are the colors I used on her. Just go over any areas you feel like is necessary. You don't have to highlight the whole area with this product. While we are waiting for that to dry, just cleaning up my lip. Before continuing on to any other step, I'm going to go in with the Krylon blotting paper, and we're just going to remove the oil from the foundation. Wow. Going back in with the beauty blender and pressing that in. Look at how seamless that looks. Forehead. Using the Persona multi-purpose bronze stick in Sahara, placing it on the back of my hand, really getting that product into that brush. Chisel. Repeat. You're just going to press that in. Forehead. With Anitta, I don't really contour her like that. The only thing that we really do concentrate on is a nose contour. Picking up on a brush, picking up on that product. Just a straight line into the brow. Cutting the nose. And I'm going to teach you guys a quick hack using that same beauty blender before I apply the highlight on. I'm just going to lighten that. For this specific look, I used, one second. I don't know why I thought that was a great idea. I used Too Faced Born This Way concealer in Nude and Almond. It's ready to be placed over now. Remember the concealer you placed underneath? Just apply that with a flat brush. And for this look, you're allowed to get as close as possible to that line. Highlight that chin, forehead. Remember what I taught you guys. Let that marinate. Tacky enough now. Blending that in. Remember your baby? Blend that in. Do you guys think I should laminate my brows again after this? I did it to straighten them out because I have curly brow hairs and they're still curly. They're flat and curly now. Before moving on with anything else, I'm going to go in with a dry blush in Georgia and Bubble from Persona. I'm going to pick up on Georgia first. Think of this on top of your cheekbone. Picking up on Bubble now at the apple. Back to your sponge. You're going to melt that all in together. Now, a very long time ago, when I began my master classes and when this product just came out, I started teaching how to apply this before putting on any translucent powder or any loose powders, just because it mattifies your face. It makes it look very blurred, and you apply the loose powder on top of it and it just looks like you're a real life doll. Even though this product is meant to go on top, try this technique and let me know. Powder puff, you're gonna really pick it up. It should look like something like this. Back of your hand, you're gonna prep your puff. You are absolutely going to make sure there's not a crease to be found in sight. And then first you're gonna place it like this, really push it in, and then you can make your way up. With the residue, you already know the drill. I mean, round of applause. And you repeat the other side. It's very important to prep the puff correctly. And this powder doesn't really alter the tone. So Miss Anitta doesn't like any type of shine. And this look specifically was created for her. Notice how it just looks super matte. Pack it into your forehead. I mean, so matte, so cute. I do want to put some dimension back into the face, so I'm going to use Terracotta by Persona. I love this tone so much. Think of it like a bronzer, using Laura Mercier translucent, just a little bit. Picking up and placing that, just a little baby bake. Chin around the nose, chisel. Laugh lines, center of the forehead, chisel, using MAC NW20 down the bridge of the nose. Now, using that brush, I'm just going to start dusting off inner corners, and I'm going to push that product into my shadow. Creates a diffusion. We're going to start dusting off directly underneath that black shadow that we placed too, leaving the rest of it there. Picking up on that Bobbi Brown pod, the inner cat eye wing. Perfect. Using the cleaner end of our sponge, we're just going to beat in the stuff you didn't dust off. Again, this is like a matte face look, okay? A matte. Finally going in with some brow gel to contain my brows better, much better. Mascara, Benefit FanFest. My lashes are just, that's the only word I can find. They're just separating them. Separation. Bottom. I have lash extensions on that are ready to jump off my face. So we are going to redeem it with some individuals. They're really like, why do you still have us here? You mistreated us. You don't wash us correctly. You sleep on your face. You don't bathe us. Wow. What a big difference, huh? Just a couple individuals. Lashes, like, really make a look, in my opinion. Repeat on the other side. Honestly, don't you guys feel like you could just do lashes and that's it? Just saying. Inner corner lash. For her look in the photo, I used a strip lash that I created. Going in with that dose of colors fired up. I'm just amplifying that under eye. Lips. Makeup Forever Artist Color Pencils. Endless Cacao, Whatever Walnut mix. So first, cacao. So one thing about Anitta, which I actually learned from her, this is what I love about clients that know glam. They will teach you things that will blow your mind. She likes to pull in and not get this part of her lip because she believes it just lifts her lip up, and I agree with her, it really does. So you need an ashy pencil in order to do that, to give yourself a new lip line. Now the top, she doesn't make it circle. She likes to highlight the Cupid's bow and makes that sharp. No overlining with her. wherever walnut inside. We're gonna clean up the lip, very small lip. I have my fan prepped and I have my fixing spray. This is what's going to bring the skin back to life a little bit, but it's gonna make sure it stays matte all at the same time. The final step that I used is heavy lip gloss from Dose of Colors called Pretty Casual. I mean, it's a vibe. Doesn't it remind you of old school lip? Be right back. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment down below. Also, what celebrity recreation would you like to see next? Let me know.